And let's switch over to the UFC. We're MMA fans. Our man Richie here. I know he wants to hear some of it. Yeah, we were over in Qatar. We had Ian Garry versus Belal Muhammad. These were the welterweights. Belal Muhammad, obviously the former world champ, 37 years of age now. And before we get into the fight, bud, I mean, when is the UFC going to fix these eye pokes? When are we going to do something about this?
I'm not the only one. But I've been calling we've been covering UFC the last 7 years, I guess, and I love the UFC. I have nothing but admiration for these fighters that I got to know and admire them more than I ever did once I got into covering the sport. And the commentators are great, the fighters are great, everything. And it's a rough sport, like any combat sport. But how can you, with all the money there, with all the ingenuity, with all the science that's available to us, right? Now, in so many areas, in nutrition and in technical and with the computers and with television and with equipment, with all the advancements out there. And again, the NFL has to come up with things. They came up with a new helmet to try to help with concussions. They got the money, they got the scientists, they got the ability. They had to come up with some, so they tried to come up with some. How do you not, and I've been saying this a long time, come up with some kind of pliable material that we know that they wear the very small gloves, 4 ounces, and you want the open hand, and that's part of obviously the signature of trademark of the sport, and they want their hands available to grapple and get on the floor and all that. So you have all those dimensions of combat. But why can't you get some kind of pliable, elastic, conforming material that does 2 things. It allows you to still be able to, grapple, use your hands that way, but it restricts the fingers. It keeps them together. It keeps them, you're still pliable. You could move your hands, you could open them, again, you could do the grappling, but it restricts, it contains the fingers. It keeps the fingers together where it's less likely or less easy to get a finger into somebody's freaking eye.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
And we don't know if it's by accident, these eye pokes. We hope most of them are by accident. Some of them you wonder, you just look at them and you say, was that accident? And we want to say most of them probably are, maybe all of them, we hope. But either way, why not? I mean, that's dangerous. So how long until somebody's career is over, really? And the retina and the whole thing, where they don't recover from it. And that we saw a couple of eye pokes where Belal Muhammad received them from Ian Garry. One of them was kind of weird with both hands, almost like he was falling off balance and he lunged at him, or he just did it. I don't know. I don't know what the explanation was, but at the end of the day, he won a unanimous decision. Ian Garry, he is a nightmare physically, with his skeleton, with his frame, his mentality, and his fighting approach. He's long, he's tall, he's talented, he's a good striker, but he does what I always say in boxing. He knows how to fight tall. He knows how to fight long. He knows his identity. That's one thing. You might beat him, but he isn't going to beat himself. He's going to fight his fight. And that's how he won against a former champion. He controls range. He uses his length. One thing he makes a mistake, he's going to pay a price, I think, if I was just, involved with the striking part. He goes straight back 2-3 steps in a row on a straight line. Someone's going to time him going back. He got timed a couple of times standing up with some good strikes by Belal and going straight back. But if he keeps going straight back 2-3 steps and you're in that line of fire, someone's going to catch you. Somebody, I know if I had a fighter, that's what I would concentrate on. Try to push him back and then get in there free, clean, and catch him and kind of be like a Tom Brady, quarterback, where you were in the NFL 15 years, where the quarterback throws a ball where the receiver's going to be. He leads the receiver. I would try to teach a guy, throw the punch where he's going to walk into it or pull into it, where he's going to be. Not where he is, but where he's going to go back. But this was a quick one for me. Ian Garry is a handful because obviously, you know, he's a fighter, he's game, he's got good chin, all that stuff. He's got good talent. But, man, he knows how to use it. He fights his fight. If you're going to beat him, he ain't making it easy. He fights his fight. He's going to make you reach. He's going to keep you on the outside. He's going to make you pay a price to get in. And not only with his hands, but with his legs. He's freaking good with his legs. So, anyway, at the end of the day, he got what he earned. He got a unanimous decision. And then the other one.
Yeah, before we get to the other one, though, I just wanted to say this, because Michael Bisping, I couldn't agree with more. If you're not going to change these gloves, then you got to change something. There needs to be ramifications and consequences.
That's true.
The Aspinall fight just got destroyed and ruined. We were all upset with that and disappointed. And credit to Belal. And I'm taking none away from Aspinall. Maybe his was worse. I'm not in his body. But Belal decided to continue after multiple of these. And it didn't work out for him in the end. The last thing I'll say for Gary, bud, and you nailed it, how technical he is and how he controls distance. Part of that, and we've talked about this with the great Dominic Cruz, that front leg kick is their jab in the UFC. That thing was controlling the distance beautifully. I mean, it was nasty. And then in the third round, he really opened up a toolbox and started showing different stuffs. Where it was high leg kicks, or high kicks, I should say, low kicks, spinning elbow, right, striking. I started to see a little more and more of that toolbox, and I think Ian Gary's only getting better.
I agree.
Yeah, I want to see him.
I saw it.
Yeah.
No, this was one of the best Ian Garys I've seen, where sometimes he's not quite as entertaining. You know, he takes the air out of the room a little bit. And tonight, some people might say he did that too, fighting a real disciplined fight on the outside. But to me, it was still excitement involved in the fight.
Yeah.
And I'll just piggyback off what you said about the great Michael Bisping, former champion, who lost an eye.
Yeah.
He lost an eye. He's got one eye.
Yeah.
And
For
so
him to be saying this, you're right. I'm glad you said that.
I want to listen. When he says something about that, I want to listen. And I think that he nailed it. I really do. I think he nailed it by saying, okay, if we're not going to come up with the glove, that's what I want. But if you're not going to come up with the glove, you got to come up with a real penalty. I mean, there's got to be accountability. If you come up with a serious enough, it's kind of like in society. If somebody knows they're going to kill someone, they're going to electric chair. I think really, I know I'm jumping into this thing, but they're going to think, unless they're a complete maniac and sociopath, they're going to think twice about, going to that next place. I'm going to the electric chair. Not maybe. I'm going to the electric chair. And I'm going to be caught, and I'm going to be convicted, and I'm going. If they knew that, I'm just thinking a wild guess here, that you're going to cut back on that crime, that kind of crime. And to the point of Michael Bisping, if the fighters knew that there was going to be severe accountability, like I'm talking about disqualification. You do it more than once, like you said, 2 points, whatever, real consequences. If they knew that, and maybe after 1 or 2 you get disqualified, and there's no pleading your case, it's bang, they know that's going to happen. They might go a little concentrating a little better about keeping their fingers together and not outstretched.
No
they
question.
really might, because they do have control over that.